on Saturday, March 11th at Sims Middle School, 2200 Whitmire Highway in Union, South Carolina. Pro Wrestling Union returns as it kicks off 2023 in a huge way as it presents Undisputed. General admission tickets at only $10. All student tickets at $5. It's the best value for great professional wrestling in the upstate. A portion of the proceeds will directly impact the school-wide initiatives of Sims Middle School. You do not want to miss out on this family-friendly, action-packed, professional wrestling excitement. Come check out the stars of Pro Wrestling Union, such as current tag team champions, the Heat Seekers, Black Cat Dion Johnson, Peterbilt, #1 Cam Jackson, and in the main event, Linear Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Champion Chase Emery will be facing the interim heavyweight champion, the top dog of the industry, Bebop, in an undisputed heavyweight championship match. Once again, that is Saturday, March 11th at Sims Middle School, 2200 Whitmire Highway. Pro Wrestling Union, Undisputed.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the show. It is time for the Thursday night Indie Spotlight. I am your host, The Saint.
And I'm Daven Estacado, here live with this one and only The Saint. I'm hyped. That was a hype video. That's a good way to start the show.
Dude, that video is excellent, but I mean, that's the fun part of this. A lot of these guys are getting into, making really good promo videos and getting things set up to get everybody hyped up for all these shows. And the more we get them, the more we're going to use them. So
we got to let the people know.
Of course. I like to be a teacher. I like to be an educator. I want to acknowledge the greatness done in the area, and I want the fans to know where they need to be to catch the best wrestling they could possibly see.
And I say it all the time. We're in the mecca of wrestling. There's wrestling all over the place, and what better way to find about what's near you than sticking here on the Thursday night Indie Spotlight?
That's right. Man, look, we're going to talk about a show that happened last week.
Oh, man, the aftermath, right?
Dude, have you seen some of the posting that came off of this bunkhouse? These guys are pissy. They are angry.
Well,
King Enterprises is...
Come on, you can't blame the guys, right? Think about it. It's all about the prestige, winning that boot. I mean, a lot of famous guys, a lot of big guys, top name guys have won that boot and gone on to greatness. It's all about that prestige, man.
Oh, definitely. Dre White ended up winning the boot that night, and then he immediately cashed it in on AJ Frost and took AJ Frost's television title, which AJ had already defended earlier in the night, and then was in the bunkhouse as well.
I gotta give it to Dre, man. That was a smart strategy on his part.
It was. He waited. AJ got thrown into the ring. He leaped off the top rope, hit him with a crossbody, rolled him up 1, 2, 3. It was over. It was instant. I've got some footage here. I'm not allowed to share the footage, but man, I've got probably an hour's worth of hard-hitting action from NAWA. And as soon as I get the clearance on it, it'll be out there and about there, for everybody to see.
There's only one word I got to give for that whole situation. It was sensational. Sensational.
Oh, okay. I see. You playing off of Dre's name. Gotcha. Sensational. Yeah. Dude, Dre White is one of the most talented guys in the region. There's no doubt about it. He's very popular, trained by George South. He's got a hell of a future ahead of him.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. I mean, he's held championships before, and this is going to be a really fun reign to see how this kid defends it. And I mean, that's a hell of a win and a hell of a way to start the year here.
Dude, they had a hell of a crowd in there too. It was right around the 200 mark, and that leads it was packed. It was so packed in there, most of the camera work was all done from one side of the ring because we couldn't get around it. uh, barbed wire baseball bats. There was skateboards used in the bunkhouse brawl. There was a walker. There was canes. There was crutches. Dude, you name it, it was used. Such a damn mess. There was so much. There was shit flying everywhere.
It was a hootenanny.
Oh, it was definitely hootenanny. Chiming in from the audience, Lazarus Black, what is up, dude? How are you? Elliot Popston has chimed in from
Elliot, hey.
the Lowdown Popcast. How you doing, man? Dude, that's another fantastic ring announcer right there. I'm gonna tell you that. If you've never been to Palmetto or seen him at Palmetto Championship Wrestling, fantastic ring announcer. No joke.
I've seen his work. I respect it.
Hell yeah.
Game recognized game, as they say.
Yes, that's what the kids say these days is game recognizes game. Cody Gibbs said, hey, yo, what's up, Cody? He said, I'm fantastic. No pun intended. I guess that was supposed to be fantastic. I don't know. I can't tell. It's Elliot, you know. He's a very punny guy. But dude, so this weekend is shaping up to be absolutely insane. Because you know, as always, you can catch us on XWW, but you can catch XWW live this weekend on Friday night and for free. Free admission at Lenny Boy Brewing Company, Friday, January 20th. Doors open at 5:30, so I'm going to get there as early as I can to have me a nice one or two on the way to waiting for the show. Show starts at 7, right there in Charlotte. It's not far from 85. I looked it up. I looked it up a little bit ago because I was on the phone with some people trying to figure out who all is going. And when I was like, wait a minute, it's only like 10 minutes off 85. This isn't going to be bad at all. Friday night, downtown Charlotte. Oh, man, it's going to be a time. Now, I have not had too much communication with the folks from XWW. I was, trying to do that press thing and get that card. And, I wanted to put it out there. Unfortunately, we were unable to get the card from them.
It's a shame. But we still got the poster. We still got the talent on here. I already see a couple of people here that's going to be on that card. It's going to be fantastic. Yep. And first things first, look, you got Elijah Proctor. You got Maurice Moss on there. And look, that kid, let me go. That kid has been bringing up his game and bringing up his A game. It's a new Moss. This guy is no longer living under the shadow of his pops, but no, he's coming out and doing his own thing. And look, he's a fierce competitor lately. And I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I really do.
You got Cam Jackson and Jordan Holt. They're the current tag team champions. You've got Christopher Prince on there. You've got Buggy Wright. If you've never seen Buggy Wright, you're in for a treat because this kid's insane. But you got the other guys up there in the poster. I see Stewart.
Stewart.
And then Thomas Extreme, one of the workhorses of Carolina Independent Wrestling is Thomas Extreme. And anybody who doesn't know that or doesn't recognize that, you need to go check it out because I'm telling you, that is solid work right there.
That card and at Lenny Boys, great venue, great place, great food, great beer selection. Let me tell you, and the snacks, they're fantastic. What better way to enjoy your weekend than going out to Lenny Boy and watching some free wrestling on that? Free, gratis, settle, zip. Now that you just sit there, drink your beer, front row, and enjoy and have a good time.
I've never been to a brewery show, so I'm excited for that. I've never been to Lenny Boy, so I'm excited for that. And look, y'all know the way this normally works. If I'm not on the card, I'm normally not promoting it because that's how we get paid. We get paid by working for shows and promoting those shows.
Money.
However, in this case, this is part of my deal with XWW. I'm just going to be there just to support the show because I know it's going to be a good time.
And they do this periodically every now and then.
Dude, I heard rumblings about how many shows they're going to put out this year, and I don't think there's anybody who's going to be able to touch them on content for the amount of shit that they're putting out this year.
Twice a week.
I've been hearing some rumblings. I don't know exactly what we're dealing with, but you're talking you're talking what they do this year, 50, 60 shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's already an insane amount. And they're looking to double it. I was like, whoa, okay. I don't know. I can't see it. I don't know how they'll pull that off, but that'll be awesome. Let's catch up on some comments. Elliot said, I typed, I'm fantastic, just as you said I was a fantastic ring announcer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Scott Larson said, drinks and wrestling. Yes, sir. Drinks and do you know that alcohol and wrestling go along great? If you didn't know, you need to go. Lazarus Black said, last time I was at a show at a brewery, they had to close 2 taps. Jesus.
I believe it. I believe it.
I got no problem believing it. But wait. You're going to tell us about this show coming up on Sunday.
I am. Oh, yes. Firestar Proud, Red Hoodie Gang. Yes. Blackout. Look, the return of Blackout. That's where I started my commentary. Started training at Firestar Pro Wrestling. I did some commentary for them. Did some beignets for them for Blackout. And it is a awesome, awesome, awesome show. And let me tell you, you are going to have an astounding time there at that venue. The energy is great. The fans are great. The wrestling is great. And look at that stat card. Fantastic. I think I gave you some of the matches coming up, right? Oh, here we go. This is one that you have to see. LeBron Cozone, the Ring Warrior, going one-on-one against the Absolute Truth, Alexander Moss. Look, this is student versus teacher. Classic battle. This could go either way. I can't decide on this one. These guys have been honing their skills. They have been elevated. You have seen them on AEW. You have seen them up and down the North Carolinas, DPW. This is going to be the match. I'm telling you, this is going to be the banger of the match of the night. That night. I'm
gonna take Alexander just off of knowing him alone. I'm gonna take Alexander on that one.
Look, I'm gonna have to go with Cozy. The experience. He's taught him everything, most of what he's known. Yes, I get it. Alexander has some tricks up in his sleeve. It's a new Moss. It's a new Truth. We're going to have to see how it goes that night. And the only way to find out is to being there Sunday.
Gotcha. Oof.
Yes. We talked about Jasmine last show. She's a hard hitter. This is going to be a fight. She wants that belt. This is her chance to solidify her presence at Firestar.
100%. I'm going to take the challenger on this one. I'm going to take Jasmine.
That's a good choice, but Amir has a little bit more experience. She has gone against other opponents, strong opponents. She still has retaining that champion. I think championship has the advantage.
Okay. See here. Oof.
This is going to be a good matchup. Manny Lowe, I've seen a couple of stuff up and down the Carolinas here. Mad Dog making his presence. That guy, talk about intensity. Talk about tenacity. Look, Manny, you're going to have a fight here for you. It's going to be a hard, brutal fight. My money is on Mad Dog,
though. I don't know either one of these guys, so yeah, flip a coin and we'll call it good.
2 new faces to Firestar here. You got Grant Watts and Alex Evans. I did a little bit of homework here, watched a couple of their matches. This seems to be pretty even matched up here. Now, this is a chance for some revenge. There was a chair shot involved. People got hurt. This is a chance for redemption and coming back. My money here is going to be on Alex Evans.
Okay. I want to say I've heard of Alex Evans before, and I think I've seen him online a couple of times. Mm-hmm. So just by knowledge alone, I have to go with Alex Evans. Oof.
Yes. This is why I put the one to last. The Pure Dragon, Oliver Sawyer versus the young OG Jay Malachi, look, this is going to be a fire burner. This is going to be high velocity, high flying, strong hits. Look, Oliver Sawyer has trained with a lot of high flying people. He's known for his technical skill, his high velocity, speed, technique. Look, Jay Malachi, what can you not say about Jay Malachi? The guy is always going 100%, 100 miles per hour. You don't know where he's coming from, and he has the best cutter in the business. You know that Oliver's going to be looking for that. But man, Jay has been on a mean streak. This is going to be all over the venue. I guarantee you right now. Guaranteed.
Gotcha. Well, there was some talk earlier online. There's been a lot of talk in the last couple of days when it came to the indie scene in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not be coy here, but apparently there's two mercenaries out there, and they have that they were like, oh, we're gonna go live tonight. We're gonna run off at the mouth tonight. I'm like, really? Like, well, there's this live show coming on tonight. And, you guys could just so happen to come on here.
Exactly.
So if they're in the crowd and they're watching, which I know at least one of them is, and I've sent the invite. So now the ball becomes in their court. If they have something they'd like to say, they want to address some things, they want to bring up some things, because there was, like I say, somebody called somebody a snake oil salesman earlier today.
Ooh.
So that's one of those weird, a snake oil salesman. What does that mean?
You selling the hokey oil. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, good old Hokum's oil. Those guys, you put everything together, you drink it. It was just full of water and cocaine.
Well, I mean,
wake you up.
I guess there's, see here. Lazarus Black did chime in to say, Ron seen me drink before. It's not far-fetched. That is not far-fetched at all. Shortly after I got into the indies, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with a live show or a podcast or anything like that. So I was like, hey, y'all want to do an interview? They were like, sure. And it happened to be the Black Society. So it was Lazarus and Ryan. They came to my house. We sat outside for like 2 hours drinking and talking. Now, here's the bad part. I was drunk before they got here. I had started to sober up when they got here and proceeded to drink more.
Oh, it just sounded like you just pre-gamed just so they showed up.
I pre-gamed for them two showing up. And then Jason Mater Robinson has chimed in. He gave us a star, a flex, and glasses. So I'm guessing that's a good thing. We're stars flexing on, and we're cool as shit with the sunglasses. That's all I can figure by that.
I like it. I could dig it.
I do too. Lazarus Black has joined the studio. What's happening, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, look, where's your guy at? He was online earlier today, poaching somebody. What?
Coaching or poaching?
Yeah, he was
coaching.
He was trying to poach somebody.
No,
yeah,
he's stealing talent, Lazarus. What?
No. Not trying to steal talent. He was just trying to take away from.
I was about to say who I'm stealing
the guy. I don't know. He was insulting Michael King and going after Michael King over some things. I'm trying to figure out what all's going on here, because last I remember, and as far as you and I go, I mean, we know that things cost money in this industry, and that if you want some dirt done, you just got to pay the right guys. And it takes the right guy to pay the right guys.
Yeah, it's not always what you know; it's who you know.
It does take the right money to pay the right people. I mean, if our track record shows anything, it's that we're the right people. But I don't know if you saw the most recent vignette video that we posted, but we got an anonymous client who paid us very handsomely to handle the Kindred once again. Our first contract with taking on the Kindred was issued by the foundation, has nothing to do with Client X, which is what we are referring to this anonymous guy as. But this person really liked our work, so they had us go up to the bunkhouse. We were already going to be there. They offered us an amount of money that we could not refuse, and we took out the Kindred, and Steve Allen happened to find out what we were doing and why we were there, and so he offered us not as much, but I mean, it was extra on top. So he offered us some money to go ahead and take out Zay and Cairo as well. Obviously, he didn't let Robert know that, but so Ryan's problem with Michael King is Michael King stands for everything that we stand against in terms of the corporate world and monopolizing the industry and things of that nature. So as of right now, we're holding back on working with King just due to the contract that Client X offered us. We couldn't turn it down.
So let me get this straight. So let me get this straight, because you've you've done this to me here. You've done this. In one hand, you're saying that a contract and money was paid for services rendered.
Mm-hmm.
And in the other hand, you're saying you're not a fan of the corporate world, which is contracts and services rendered. I'm confused.
There's a difference to it. So the way I look at it is no one owns us. At the end of the day, we can turn down or accept any contract we want. And that's where our world differs from the corporate world. When you go into the corporate world, any person who's sat 9 to 5 on the 15th floor in some miserable cubicle will tell you you are no longer your own property. That company owns you. And so we decided to take our own avenue, and all contracts are filtered through us. Everything that we do, no one tells us what to do. If we decide we don't like a contract or we don't like the amount of money that they're offering, we simply don't take it. Or if they insult us a little too much with the low amount of money that they're offering, sometimes things get turned back on them.
That's fair enough. But
at the end of the day, Ryan has a serious dislike for King. I choose not to go after Michael just because I like so many of the guys on a personal level who work with King Enterprises. But in terms of Michael King himself, we've decided to avoid working with him.
Okay. And, that's fair enough. Understand that, you and I still have a business arrangement outside of this that was discussed when we were in Saluda. We know this.
Of course.
Not everybody else knows this yet. Eventually, I'm going to have to let the cat out of the bag on that one. But I'm not doing it tonight. I'll wait and load up all that stuff. I might do it in February. Maybe in February. I'm taking a week off next week, so I won't be there. There won't be a Thursday or a Sunday show next week. I've got to disappear. Business has to be handled outside of here. So I'm taking a sabbatical and leaving the state.
I understand.
Yeah,
occasionally, you got to cross state lines to find gas stations that sell cell phones that you can buy in cash. And they don't have cameras because they're in the middle of BFE. So you got to cross state lines to do some dirt work, and occasionally, the trash doesn't always take itself out.
Believe me, I'm well aware of crossing state lines to do dirty work.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean,
it's just
I did
what you got to do.
Last Saturday.
Really? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I was there.
You do what you got to do. That's the name of the business.
The
Yeah.
cool thing of it is,
I think it's safe to say that we fulfilled.
You did. You fulfilled your end of the
Go ahead.
contract. What I was going to say was I also wanted to thank NAWA and Michael Elliott for allowing us to be there to do to get some film for King Enterprises. I appreciate that because that's why I was there. I was there to film for KE.
Oh, yeah. We haven't been to NAWA since, I'd probably say, the height of the shutdown. Honestly, it's been probably like 2020 was the last time we were there, and so it was really cool to have Michael reach out to us, and Michael Elliott reach out to us, and offer us a spot in that, and also like to call me and offer me a spot in the bunkhouse, like that was. Yes.
Oh yeah, you had way too much fun in there.
People with shit, and I love to get hit with shit.
Yeah, you had way too much fun in there.
What can I say?
The sight of that kid getting flung up and over the top road at me, I was like, oh shit.
It got real.
Yeah.
Yeah. While he was in the air, I realized you were right there, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's my bad. But sometimes things just happen. But I think I probably set a record for the bunkhouse from fastest time between sliding in the ring and hitting someone with a chair. It was about 3 seconds.
And joining us now is the other half of Black Society, Ryan Mantis.
Good evening, Ron.
There he is. Yeah.
Bro.
How you doing?
Hey, good. Ryan.
Hey, Laz.
All right, so you want to elaborate on this snake oil salesman thing? I mean, Lazarus told me his side of what he thought was going on. So what's the beef there, guy?
I've got nothing to say about Michael King. Next question.
Interesting.
Can I put my just my theory here?
Fair enough.
You go ahead.
All right. So I like the cut of your gym. I like the idea. I get it. But you're the kind of guy, just like me, you don't like people who come in and try to monopolize things, right? Trying to bring into one big banner, but it's all about them, but they don't do the work. Is that what I'm feeling here?
Look, all I'm going to say is the Black Society, we stand for a lot of things. A lot of things. People don't always like those things. But hey, we've got principles. Michael King violates every single principle we represent. All I know is that he has tried to reach out to me. I don't know what he has to say. I've never heard it. I see what he types on Facebook, on social media. All I know is that he continues to reach out. He wants to speak to me. I don't know what he wants to speak about, but I have no interest. I have no interest in standing beside somebody in a suit and tie with a little calculator and their little sales book talking about how we can increase our profit margins and create and doing what's better. No offense. I know you, Ron. You're cool. You're fine. No offense to you. I'm not. But for what it's worth, you see this business for what it is. You see this business for what it is, and you treat it with respect. You come at it. You want to embrace it, and you want to improve the business, like all of us do. Michael King is a guy who comes from money. He has one thing and one thing alone that he is concerned with, and that is profit and profit margin. And that means getting it however he can. And all he wants to do is he wants to exploit. He wants to exploit. The Black Society is not about that. He comes in. He comes into this business. He gets all these guys, Brino Royce, Luke Fury, love him to death. Yeah, sure, we've had our differences. I understand that we've had differences. We've had our odds and ends, but I have never disrespected. I've always shown respect where it was due, and anybody can vouch for that. Laz, vouch for me on that, please. Other way. Sorry. There we go.
I mean, yeah.
So all I know is that Michael K and I have had some very serious confrontations in the past, and we made an agreement a long time ago to just part ways and just agree to disagree. But from what I hear, he's continuing to chime in. He's now reaching out to me, and we settled this a long time ago, and I want nothing to do with it. That's simple.
Gotcha. So we're gonna catch up on some comments. Let's see here. Dickhole Vanderford said, might need to go into the woods, think about some things. Dude, I live in the woods, and all I do is think and work. So you're kind of fucking short. If you want, I could show you a hole I dug in the woods. It's about 8 feet down. And there's plenty of annoying animals around here that I can put, a couple feet above your corpse whenever you want to get buried. I'll take care of you.
Yeah, you dig 8 feet. Animal goes 4 feet. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. See? And then there's the lime on top because the bodies create good fertilizer.
4 feet of free space.
Exactly. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean.
Brino Roy, speaking of, chimed in to say, Laz and gentlemen.
And it's the animal.
Yes, it's just the animal.
How's it going, Brino?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the animal. Paid no
Max
attention
Carnage has chimed in.
4 feet of free space.
Max, that's my boy.
Max. I love Max. Actually, hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see.
He's digging for a t-shirt. Okay. While he's doing that, I'm going to do this. Independent Wrestling's own Hoss Haygood has chimed in. How you doing, sir? We'll be seeing him in May. Yes, in May we will be seeing Hoss Haygood here in the Carolinas in May. Oh, he's got a Max Carnage shirt on. Nice. There we go.
Yeah. Actually, funny story about this shirt. I had ordered a shirt from Max, and this was right at the pandemic when shipping times were all screwed and everything. My shirt ended up getting lost. So I talked to Max about it at the next show, and he opened up his gear bag, and he was like, "These are the 4 I wear in the ring. Those 3 are clean. Pick one." And so he just gave me one of his ring shirts.
That's awesome. Never washed it ever since.
Yeah, never. This thing's never been washed. Pay no attention.
I can vouch for that.
I can too. I've walked past his gear bag enough. I swear to God, if you want to know hold on. If you want to know what old blood smells like, just go open Laz's trunk.
Oof.
I'm not wrong.
My gear is clean, but all the times I've thrown bloody gear into, all the times I've thrown bloody gear into that bag, the inside is just wrecked.
Yeah, it's done.
Indie wrestling's looking so clean and respectful right now. Really putting out a good name there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, look, it's like I explained, I've said this time and time again. South Carolina, it's the classic style. North Carolina, it's more the extreme style. Georgia, you bleed buckets. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the layout.
I've been
Georgia's just
get
like
down to Georgia.
Land.
Nice.
There's been a couple of people who've asked me to come down to Georgia and do a deathmatch tournament or two, and but this year I'm looking to move into the deathmatch circuit of North Carolina.
There you go.
So
it's a lovely circuit.
We got to focus on before we do that, Laz.
What you got to say?
The Allens.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I touched on this a little bit, but I didn't go into it any further.
Fair.
Basically, Steve paid us. Once he found out we were being paid to take out the Kindred, Steve came to me and paid me to take out Zay and Cairo. I went to Ryan. I said, well, I'm the one caving in Justin's chest. Do you want to take out Zay and Cairo? because we've had beef with them for, 3 years now?
A good while.
So Ryan took them out. And Steve and I were shaking hands as the fulfillment of the contract. And the idea was that once those two teams were out of the way, Steve and I would step into the ring as men and we would fight it out. May the better man win. All that mattered is that the contract was fulfilled. The problem comes that he did not tell Robert about the contract. So Robert decided, while I was shaking Steve's hand, he actually almost pulled Steve down on top of me, that he would slide in and roll me up and then run out of the ring like a coward. I hold no ill will towards Steve Allen. His money is good. Check cleared. That's all that mattered. Robert, however, I have a slight issue with cowardice and sneaky tactics like that. The Black Society does not believe in sneaking up on people and hitting them with their backs turned. If I'm going to hit you in the face with a chair, you know I'm going to hit you in the face with a chair. It's your fault if you don't move. Robert is a snake in the grass.
Gotcha.
That's all I've got to say.
So we've got snake in the grass. We've got snake oil salesman. Christ, can somebody get a hold of Jake? Can somebody get a hold of Jake? Might as well get them all here.
Look, all I know is, Laz, give you credit. You've always been the more mellow guy. You're handling a lot better than me.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I think both the Allens had an ulterior motive, and frankly, I'm pretty mad that we didn't sniff it out. Honestly, I feel I understand that you don't have as much ill will towards Steve. Personally, I have ill will towards them both, because as far as I'm concerned, if we did what we were supposed to do and we had an agreement, they violated that agreement. The agreement was that we would square off evenly, make this a fair fight. But once again, should have known. But that's all well and good.
Gotcha.
I want retribution.
Well,
I know that we're all about. I know that we want the check to clear. I know that the Black Society. We talked about this when this began. We're mercenaries now. We go where the money is. I understand, but there's still a code to be kept here. There's still principles to be kept, and the Allens violated that. And
it's kind of like it's kind of like a weird offshoot of corporation vibe, but I get it. Like, I get what you're saying. You want to maintain a code, kind of like Dexter. Let's go with Dexter. Dexter had a code. That was a great
Dexter
code.
did have a code. I like Dexter.
Right. Yeah, as do I. So did the Boondock Saints.
They followed the replace that prayer with a first and then we'll talk. Go ahead.
Well, but like I said, they had a code. They only killed bad guys.
That's fair.
All right,
that was the point.
Right.
So you feel
mercenaries. Yeah, don't disrespect the Saints on the Saint show, okay? That's not going to work.
So here's the thing about our code.
Nice.
We don't always like attacking the people that we attack. Personally, on a personal level, I had no ill will towards Justin or Raya.
No.
But
Granted, made it easier.
Oh, yeah. But when someone puts a check for you with that many zeros on it, think about it. The foundation who gave us the original contract on Justin and Raya. You don't win that many tag titles for that long without making a lot of money. So the amount of money that they paid us to take those guys out, we couldn't say no. Now, I gave Justin fair warning that we are not here to be friends. We are here to hurt you. Fight
Gotcha.
back as much as you want, but at the end of the day, we are here to hurt you. All they had to do to avoid that beatdown was get out of the ring and not go after the Foundation's titles. They chose to stay in the ring. They accepted the terms. Now, the contract for Cairo and Zay, that one we wanted to take. So our code is less about who we attack and more about who we're attacking them for. I personally have no issue with the Foundation, so I had no issue taking on the Kindred. I don't know Client X, nor does Ryan, so we have no way to judge their moral compass. So I'm just going to take it as good faith.
So
Okay.
my question is, what is the deciding factor when it comes to these contracts? Because I mean, what if the reason why you're getting all these messages, you're getting all these emails, these tweets, maybe Michael King wants to set a contract with the Black Society? I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and clear that up. I think that we clarified that when I first got on here, but I'm just gonna tell you, spoiler alert, no, it's not Michael King. We will never do business with Michael King. But regardless, but whoever Client X is, like I said, I don't know exactly what his intentions are, I assume it's when we ask, what, because obviously we don't ask too many questions, but we'd like to get an idea of what exactly is the end game here. Client X basically said, and I quote, "Let's just say I'm invested in the success of your future." That's all we know. And
That's a very interesting statement.
Well, look, the whole reason, I don't want to give too much away here, but there's a reason we are taking on these contracts. There is a reason we are accepting these funds, even though it may seem like it goes against certain interests and causes us to attack people that would have otherwise been our friends or colleagues. But that will be revealed at a
Okay.
now. The game is being played. Let's just put it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
the game is being played, guys, but what you got to remember is this. The game is chess, not checkers. So remember, don't want to stay in check the whole time.
And what you need to remember is no matter how good someone is, they're always 3 moves away from checkmate.
True.
I play chess. I don't look like the kind of guy that plays chess, but if you dig back on a Black Society page, you'll find a video or a photo of Ryan and I playing a comically large game of chess. But basically what it boils down to is at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for us. And our interests, we put them above everyone else. People love to say wrestling's a brotherhood. Well, the brotherhood that is the Black Society comes first. Period.
Understandable.
That will never change.
Well,
Ryan and I have had our fights, we've had our feuds, but at the end of the day, we're brothers.
let's go ahead and catch up on comments. You guys can tell us where we can find you next after that, and, we'll see what's up.
What we got.
Oh, Michael King chimed in. He said 5 minutes of no comment. Interesting. Then Stravy Stones chimed in. This is my buddy from PA. This dude right here runs a hell of a podcast up there. He does a whole lot of different content. He does religious, political. He does all kinds of stuff that I don't do, So I chime in and
Oh,
hang
yeah.
out with them eventually,
What
or
part?
occasionally. Well, I don't remember. I never went.
I love how you there for that brief
Like he's
segment.
in the state of Pennsylvania. Like what more do I need to give you? You got the Amish side, and then you got Pittsburgh. That's it.
Yeah. And then you have like this weird area in the corner. It's just Doylestown. So yeah. Trust me.
Everything outside of Pittsburgh is pretty much weirdo land in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pittsburgh is weird too.
Not
Let's
at all.
be real.
We're normal. Totally normal. I mean,
Hey, look, we're not discussing Schittsburg. We're not discussing Schittsburg, okay? And if you go get that penguin shit and bring it on my screen, I'm just gonna drive to your house and
Roll
fucking
up.
wipe my ass on it.
roll up. Are you out of your mind?
Fuck the penguins. Fuck
That's
the
fine,
penguins.
but roll up, dude.
Bro,
And
you know
I
you
where-
live like 5 minutes away from here. Yes.
I'm sorry. Does this guy remember like what? Did he forget like what this is? Did you not hear what we are doing? We are hurting people at will.
For money.
I'm pretty sure I paid you in the past.
Let me
Hey,
just clarify.
Bucks.
If you watch the Bunkhouse, you'll see a lot of me hurting people for fun also.
Yeah, he does that for fun. Stravy did chime in to say, I'm not a deathmatch fan, but I respect those that do it. So
See,
that's cool.
That's the thing. That's all we ask for. We don't. When you do a deathmatch, when you get into that aspect of wrestling, you understand that there are tons of wrestling fans who do not like deathmatch wrestling. That's not whatever. Like, that's fine. Don't go to it. That's cool. That's just like there's fans that don't like watching Will Ospreay and Ricochet for the 47th time in Japan. But at the end of the day, as long as you see it as wrestling and as its own art, that's all that matters. The rest of it is just semantics.
Agreed. Hashaga chimed in to say, Snake Pit Deathmatch, just saying. That's something different.
I will say, I'm not going to say any dates yet, but Lazarus Black is already confirmed for a deathmatch this year. Going to be for a company called Sinister Wrestling Society in North Carolina. It's going to be a sharp shit deathmatch. Basically, anything pointy or cutty is going to be in that ring, from light tubes, barbed wire, razor blades, gusset plates, syringes, skewers, shark's teeth. We use it all.
That sounds very blady.
Yeah, it's very bleedy. That's what makes it fun.
I'm into that. Max Carnage said Four Brothers Code 2. Yeah, that was
good movie. That is
such a good movie.
Dude, I forgot about that movie. I
saw it
of
in
that movie
theaters
I
when it
forgot
came
about.
out.
I
Same.
forgot how badass Mark Wahlberg can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got fun with the deathmatch.
Kate chimed in to say Boondock Saints and Dexter. Hell yeah, that's right, Kate.
Yeah.
Jason Mater Robinson said up, up, down, down, left, right, or left, right, left, whatever, start.
Left, right.
How are you going to mess up the Konami code?
He
man?
said left, right, left, right. Look,
No,
he said
no,
left,
left,
right,
left.
right.
The code that I always remember is left down, right up, R1, R2, L1, L2.
No,
That was
down,
something
down,
for
down,
GTA
left,
3.
right, right,
That was for
B,
Grand
H,
Theft
R,
Auto
Infinite
3.
ammo?
It's GTA something. I know it's like, I think it's like
I'm-
Infinite.
I'm pretty sure that's infinite ammo.
That was
in
either
GTA.
infinite ammo or health, but one of them anyway. And then there was the tank code. There was the tank code.
I'm
Triangle, circle, R1, R2, up, down, left, right.
It's different now because they released it on the Switch, so the codes are really weird. But and it still plays the same on the Switch.
I love it. You can actually get some of the older GTA games on your phone. I was playing San Andreas just like last week on my phone.
Gotcha.
I want the big, giant, thick notebook that I keep right here on the arm that I've got all the codes written down. I scroll through and look like, what was that again? Like,
Yeah.
Old Super
Michael
G.
King chimed in to say 3D chest. Mr. Wrestling Jr. said, "Good evening, goofs."
Oh no. Oh
Okay,
no.
here we go.
This guy's here. Kate chimed in to say Pittsburgh is as weird as Philly.
I beg your fucking pardon.
I agree
not ever
personally.
put those
Just saying.
Damn boat.
Yo, Philly's kind of weird, man.
Philly
Yeah.
is
Philly.
Uh,
Philly. Let's just say that.
dude, I don't know. I crossed the state lines, did some work, and turned around and went back to Maryland. That's all I can tell you.
I'll say
I was
the weirdest,
15 minutes off of I-95.
The weirdest place I've ever been, though, was Portsmouth, Ohio. Like, you want to talk about weird.
Ohio is even a weird sounding name. I mean, I always thought that was weird. Ohio,
Yeah. And then, so Mr. Wrestler Jr. said, Daven, from now on, you are Jesse Ventura to Ron's downtown Bruno. Okay.
I dig it. I can see it.
I can see that.
Mr. Wrestler Jr. said, back in my day, every match was a death match because you risked your life every time you stepped in the ring.
Have you seen some of the falls I've taken?
Yeah, I've been there.
Taking a couple bumps.
Mater chimed in to say Contra. Okay, so that was the Contra code.
Okay.
Gotcha. Kate chimed in to say, born and raised in Philly, so I think I know.
Oh,
that
dear.
explains so much.
All right, there you go.
We're not going to go there.
About to say that, David. I was literally about to say that explains so much.
Well, listen, I tend not to insult people I don't really know, so I'm not going to say nothing other than, there's some silly shit that happens in Philly shit.
There is. That is true.
I appreciated them beating Tom Brady a couple years ago, so I'll give them that.
Oh, man.
Oh, football. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't get that.
I know nothing about football.
Yeah, it completely lost me there. Mr. Wrestling Jr. chimed in to say, love Philly. Nailed many rats.
Oh yeah, there we go. Philly is ring rats. I'm just gonna stop.
Dude, everybody. Here's what I'm gonna say this because it's probably gonna offend some people. I'm glad we're getting close to the 9 o'clock hour. But there was a bunch of shit started a couple weeks ago with some like a promoter and underage people and talking. And here's my whole thing. Here's my whole thing with the population of ring rats in the region. Like, why?
I can tell you why.
Is that why?
Man.
No, that's mean. That's me. No.
So
David's
anyways,
over
back
there
to
fucking
wrestling.
mortified.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Society. Thank you for coming.
Hi, I'm Chris Hansen.
Good night, everybody.
On NBC.
Look, I'm gonna say, y'all remember where I was at? I was 368 pounds, so I'm allowed to say this. I don't know if this was the issue, and I don't think he did either because I don't think he's seen it in the past 15 years. You need to go by a rental store, get a floor jack, lift that bad boy up, get a mag light, and then fold it back and be like, all right, where is it at? Hold on, we're gonna find it here. It's like, see, here's your problem right here.
That explains those Carnival Crazy House mirror rooms where you can see from all different angles. That explains how he went to the bathroom.
That Wayne Gacy house with all that weird ass designs and stuff on the walls.
Oh, fucking sad, man.
Ryan, help me out. Who is this? He said, "Does Ryan ever shut up?"
That's Warbeard, dude.
Oh,
That's Warbeard. Hands down,
okay.
one of the greatest referees in the business.
Damn straight. And Warbeard, you should know. No, I do not. Ever.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, where can we see you next?
So this weekend we will be in Orangeburg, South Carolina at Alternative Wrestling Showcase.
Mm-hmm. For the month of February, It's going to be mostly Orangeburg will probably make an appearance or two in Bowling Springs APW if that's available. Now in March, we will be expanding. In March 25th, we will be returning to Nawa because then we are going to be taking back what was taken from us, and that is the opportunity to show who the true superior tag team is, because the Allens didn't give us that chance at first. But then, of course, once our backs are not turned and we have to face off 2-on-2, then, of course, it's going to be pretty obvious who the superior team is there.
Gotcha.
What he said.
All right, man. Well,
Yeah.
guys, thank you for stopping in. It was nice to figure out what the hell was going on with all the Facebook banter, because
Of course.
I guess that's a thing now. But I love the promos that we're seeing. You guys have been doing badass promos and videos for years.
Dude, it's
And
amazing what you can do with iMovie.
It's about time people started fucking recognizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much.
So, hey, let's push to make this one go, as high as the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Still one of the
Let's
most
hope
viewed
so.
videos ever
And,
for indies.
Dude, if you want to do another video of that format, we can all get together and do it. I'm down.
Oh, Jesus. I'd have to
Can
stock
your
back
liver
up.
take it?
I'm seeing movies.
I have to stock back up on
Shit
alcohol
movies.
for this.
Hey, I brought my own beer last time. It's not my fault that you offered me yours.
I remember.
Hey, you got to go in the comments. I saw some stuff, and I don't know what this kid is thinking.
Oh,
I don't either.
What's up?
Luke Fury chimed in. He said, "Yo, what it do, y'all?" And then he said, "I'm trying to wrestle Les."
Yo, Luke, I've been telling you, bro. I've been telling you. I've watched Luke grow up. Not watched him come up in the business. Watched him grow up. Same for Gavin Ward. And ever since Luke started really making moves, I've really wanted to get back in the ring with him. I've never gotten to actually wrestle a match with him. I was a special guest referee in one of his matches. That was hilariously bad. Not the match, but the reffing. Yeah, dude, I'd love to. Honestly, what I'd really love to do is get the Black Society in the ring with Luke and Nick Fury. I feel like that would just be. I would be happy.
So it's got to happen in North Carolina.
You do know how I first met Luke Fury. He came up to me and asked me to help him tie his shoes. He was just a tiny little boy, just a little kid, and I was just starting off in the wrestling industry. Luke Fury, God almighty, couldn't tie his shoes when I first met him. His father was the one who taught me, just not even directly, indirectly, how to be strong, how to be a man, how to persevere, and how to be resilient. Because without even speaking, when stepping into the ring with Nick Fury, I instantly learned what this business was all about. Because what he gave me, he expected right back in return. And Luke Fury I've watched him, like last said, watched him grow up, watched his progress, and I'm still over the moon. I can't believe what this kid's doing, and I absolutely cannot. Me and Laz getting into the ring with the both of them would be a dream come true.
Hands down, top two underrated guys coming up in the business is Luke Fury and Brino Royce. Which I'd love to say Bruno's still coming up in the business, but he's up there now. There's no more coming up anymore. He's up there.
I still say I like the way he's handling things. He's picking his spots. He's not just taking every booking. Yep.
Brino's been that way from the beginning, man. I met him at Double Cross Wrestling School years ago. Probably 5 or 6 years ago. And we were in there, we were training, we were just kind of fooling around. And the guy who was running the school, he couldn't be there every day, obviously. So he literally just handed me and Brino a key. And there were some issues where, like, the power went out. It was a small town. Bad things happened to the power lines. Power went out. And there were these 2 big bay doors that Brino and I would open up when we got there at 10 a.m. And we would get in the ring and go nonstop until we could not see in the building anymore. And then we would go out in the parking lot under the street lights and practice chaining and grappling and standing work until we were too tired to go on and were barely making it home because we were so tired.
Damn.
That dude's got more heart than anyone I know in this business.
Oh, Ref Warbeard said, I'll ref that match. So if you, so look, all we need now is a promoter. Hold on. What promoter out there has the balls to book this in North Carolina? That's what we need. I need a promoter.
I'll reach out to some people
with a set of testes, man enough to book this in North Carolina.
Get some contracts out there.
It would honestly be an honor to have Warbeard ref one of my matches. I never had the pleasure of being in the ring with him reffing, but I've definitely worked an ungodly amount of shows with him. And I actually had a guy message me and ask me, like, questions about reffing and things like that and training. And I had no idea, man, because, like, referee training is so much different than wrestler training. And so who'd I go to? I went to Warbeard. That's the mind I trust the most on that side of the business. And he sent me, like, a long message explaining every bit of it and, you know, answering all of this guy's questions, and just told me, like, tell him, message me if he has anything else. So I would love to be in a ring with Warbeard.
Nice. Luke Fury said, Ryan, that's my day one dog. Luke Fury also said, we need that. I know Pops is down.
Dude, I was talking to Nick about it.
Oh,
I was talking
Warbeard
to
has helped me so much. After my first match with Jackson Drake, I'm forever grateful to him. PWF, I think, is doing North Carolina. That's possibly. Yeah, they are. Their next show in, is it March? I think it's March. Their next show in March. I don't know. I'm not.
Look, there's a lot of promotions that'll probably pick that up. You know.
Yeah, there's.
Send out the contract now. Start. Get the ink ready. It's gonna be a good match.
One of the hardest hitting teams in the Carolinas against one of the hardest hitting people in the business when it comes to Nick Fury, and one of the greatest high flyers of this new era of wrestling. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't want to pick that up.
And also, just kind of completely off topic here, but I was going to say, for what it's worth, whenever we can find a chance, I would love to get back up to Firestar and see what's going on up there.
Oh yeah, it's been forever.
Yes, because I've noticed the shirt, and it went to Firestar one time, thoroughly enjoyed it. I met LeBron, incredible guy, and I love what they do up there. I would love to get up there and see what's going on.
Yeah, reach out to Cozy, man. Put the word out.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then Warbeard chimed in to say, I'm not that good.
Oh, shut the hell up, you humble bastard.
Well, you know, what I'm going to do is I've actually been building it for months, but I can't get I was in talks with referee Jimmy Corderas. Y'all recognize that name, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was in talks with him and one of the other classic WWF refs. I was trying to get them to join me, and I wanted to bring on local referees and have a roundtable with referees of the indies and, you know, one or two from TV. That way, you know, not just exposure for the guys, but the fact that they could go and get advice right there live on air from refs from television. Like,
that would be great, man.
Dude, I worked my ass off for this stuff. I just couldn't get Jimmy Corderas nailed down. I couldn't get the other guy nailed down. I worked my ass off. But,
come on, man. That is just worth the price of admission. Like, I would.
Yeah.
So what I'm just going to end up doing is I'm going to set up a referees roundtable We'll figure out March. We'll figure out March. Will more than likely happen in March. Dude, I gotta plan stuff out that far ahead.
Yeah, tell me about it. Ain't that right, Ryan?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's
I have no idea if Nick Patrick does that. I don't think Nick Patrick was the guy I reached out to, but it was Jimmy Corderas and God damn it, I can't think of the other guy's name. I don't know. He's one of the ones that's on Twitter all the time. But yeah, I'll do that.
yeah. Reach out to Warbeard. Warbeard would be great for that. Highly recommend Warbeard for that.
Yeah, I'd bring in Warbeard. I'd bring in Kylan, Timothy Godfrey, Gene Perry. A handful of refs from the region, not just I'd see if I could get ref stash in on it. I'd see if I could get this one or that one in on it. I'd want to get Yolanda. You get Yo-Yo in here.
Yo-Yo, yeah. Yo-Yo's
Of course. Like I'd love to do that where I get all of them together, so that way they could all kind of like.
Be great for that because Warbeard's Benny. Good
really?
Ben Grayson. Yeah. He's a manager now, but he used to ref.
Oh, okay.
Still refs.
But guys, Ryan, Laz, thank you very much for coming on tonight. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, I've got another person that's got to come in.
Yeah.
There's just because there's been other speculations, other announcements, so I kind of got to do. You know me, I got to work everything.
Of course.
You know how much I work. So, at any rate, guys, once again, thank you very much for coming. And
absolutely, man, much love.
Of course, guys.
And
anytime.
I have a contract for you soon. Just have my people call you guys.
Hit me up.
Believe me, we're going to talk about that shit that I already got you guys involved in next month. We're going to talk about that next month. I just got to wait for the dust to settle around the business before I really piss on the fire anymore.
I understand that. Let the fumes die down before you light the match.
That pisses kerosene, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. 100%, especially with what I'm dealing with. Because I appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great one.
Have a good night. Skull.
Hey, you figured it out.
Wow, that was controversy. I like it. Competition.
Dude, controversy.
It sells tickets.
Everything. It was there's a little bit of everything there. And our next guest, I'm waiting on them to arrive. They'll be here any moment. We had none of this stuff was really planned. It just kind of earlier in the day just kind of spiraled into, hey, here we go. We'll just have this happen tonight on top of, talking about shows.
Oh, speaking about Firestars, brought up a couple times. Greensboro, North Carolina. Check them out. Great school. Reach out to CoZone. A lot of their students have gone on to do AAW, gone to do DPW. It's a great place to start if you're nearby. I know I mentioned the show this Sunday. If you use the promo code, last name, Estacado. See the name in the corner? See right there on the screen? Yeah. Use that. Get 20% off any and all Firestar tickets, including this Sunday's tickets and any shows after that. Save some money.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my honor to introduce to you the president and founder of King Enterprises. Michael King, how are you?
I am doing well. I am the founder of King Enterprises, but Reno Royce, he's going to be the VP. He is running the day-to-day operations. So I just kind of want to make sure that we get his name out there in that role so he can have all the contacts. Everybody knows who to talk to on a day-to-day basis while I work on other things.
Right. Now, you kicked the hornet's nest in the last 48 hours because you made a remark about wanting to buy a wrestling promotion.
That's right. So, contrary to what Some people think I actually did take time to fast. I went out into the cold. I'm not going to say I went on some survival trip because I could still hear the cars. So when it came down to it, if I broke my leg, I could low crawl to a road a mile up the cliff to get some help. So it wasn't one of those things. But when you suffer the body, you get clarity of the mind, and that was the purpose of that. And I do a version of this every year, just try to rehash the previous year and figure out what's coming up for the next year. And so it was during that time that it really occurred to me that it's time this year for me to buy a wrestling promotion and run it from the owner's perspective.
Okay. Now, what all do you have in mind that you're allowed to elaborate and articulate to the audience?
All right. So honestly, it's 48 hours old, right? So I'm not going to say I have a promotion already picked out. We are really just in the discovery process. So we're talking with already different promotions. I know I have been very Carolina based, but I have talked with people in South Carolina, North Carolina, Arizona, and Washington State.
Okay. Now, have you had any contact with anybody in Georgia?
Not at this time about this topic, no.
Okay. So, man, look, with you being out on the West Coast, it's hard for things to occur back here on the East. Now, that's why Brino Royce is handling the day-to-day operations. I speak to Brino almost daily because there's always work to be done. Now, when it comes to this, as business savvy as you are, do you believe that you can translate your business acumen into wrestling acumen to make one and the same and grow and prosper?
Absolutely, because a good businessman needs to be intelligent. All right. So I fit that mold. I don't care what anybody else says. I fit that mold. Now, as an intelligent businessman, I also know that I need to surround myself with other people who know things that I don't. And I would literally surround myself with people that would make me the dumbest man in that room. All right. So when I own anything, it's not an iron fist, everything's done my way. It's everybody get together, let's throw our ideas down on the table, and the best idea wins. The best plan wins. The best process wins. How are we going to do things? These are the things that separate me from a lot of these other promotions that pop up and tear down or never grow. It's they have their vision. They want to do things their way. They want to, set up these specific things, and nobody's going to dissuade them from that. So when you run like that, then your stupid idea gets to be stupid to the masses. And I'd rather use somebody else's great idea and show that to the masses than my stupid one.
That makes a lot of sense. So once again, you said North Carolina and South Carolina, but you also mentioned Arizona as well as Washington. Correct. Now, with that being said, as many promotions as there are here in the Carolinas region, especially here on the North and South Carolina border, it is an oversaturated market. However, in your opinion, do you believe that you can produce a product that would outweigh the lower tier that's here, which predominate the market, and capture into the upper echelon of the market, a lot of the companies we frequent?
Absolutely, and there's a few reasons for that.
Oh,
One,
question for that.
okay, go for
What
it.
do you think that King Enterprises could bring that could stand out from all those other
All right,
promotions?
so that's actually a good question. Something I need to clarify. All right, so what I'm doing with this seeking out to buy a promotion has zero to do with King Enterprises. Brino Royce is running the day-to-day operations of King Enterprises, and this activity is separate from that one completely, 100%.
So this is not a King Enterprises promotion. This is just a Michael
Correct.
King production.
Right. So
Okay.
depending on how things go and, what I buy, it can be anything. Like, let's throw a hypothetical out there, right? So I see Pro Wrestling Union logo on this screen right now. It's a good promotion. It's got a good reputation, good product. If I were to buy that one, I would keep it as Pro Wrestling Union and ride on that legacy and at a minimum continue it, if not improve upon it. All right. And Cole Maccabee, he's a smart man, and he's a guy that is a believer in continuous improvement and wanting things to get better. So I don't think he would be offended when I say I would try to make it better, because I think that's every good promoter's goal. All right. But if I let's go to the complete opposite nightmare kind of a promotion with 3 letters on it. We're just not going to put those 3 letters together. If I were to buy that one, then I would actually get rid of all of the talent, change the name of it, and just keep the material objects, the ring, the sound system, or whatever, and start fresh with a new name, and use that venue, and that'd be the only similarities. So it really depends on what I end up purchasing and the reputation and situation they're in. Because maybe I'm buying a place that already has a venue. Maybe I'm just buying the equipment and needing to find a different venue. It's all up in the air still. It's so early.
Gotcha. Now, there has been, contrary to popular belief, there has been some buildings that have been sent to your attention when it came to this particular venture.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had to pick a location, either here in the South Carolina area or in the North Carolina area, what location would you try to capture more of?
I would go to North Carolina. That'd be over South Carolina. It's a financial reasoning for it, with the athletic commission that is in continuous chaos. They don't do a very good job of getting rid of the riffraff, and so they're ineffective. And so if I'm going to have to compete with riffraff, I'd rather do it in North Carolina and not have to pay all the additional fees than to do it in South Carolina with the additional fees.
That's a fair point.
Makes sense. You know what they say: location. It matters.
Well, not only that, but he's not wrong about the commission. I don't know what experience you've had with the South Carolina.
I'm still having issues with my license, so I get it.
Dude, there's one person on staff in the whole freaking department right now.
I was just told, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They can't keep people there. I'm imagining it's because they don't pay worth a shit, but I don't get it. It's a state
They probably
job.
don't pay. I mean, if you think about it, athletic event, they work Monday through Friday, and athletic events happen on the weekend, right?
Right.
So they're not going to go to any athletic event. So honestly, you can have a 14-year-old having a match against a 48-year-old in South Carolina. You have a better chance of winning the lottery than you will of getting caught, unless somebody calls and complains.
Oh, well, we know a certain jerk off that does that.
Well, you know what snitches get, right?
Oh, well, I got the backhoe, and you know the rates.
So I think the a prime location that's not counting venue, just location that's really open for a good promotion is North Georgia. I know there's a couple promotions in North Georgia that are decent, but if you want a really good promotion that's like a Southern Fried or something along those lines, there's opportunity in North Georgia where you can bring in South Carolina talent as well as Georgia talent, because you get into Central and South Georgia, they'll travel up to your show. South Carolina travel down, and you have a nice pool of talent to choose from.
Yeah, true.
Right,
That's
and Tennessee talent as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For some reason in my brain, when I'm thinking Tennessee, I'm still thinking East, and it's, technically from upstate South Carolina, you could spit at Tennessee, can't you?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
It's
been there.
You can go right down from Tennessee straight into damn near Atlanta. It's not that far of a cry. Couple of comments. Kate Rebell chimed in and said, "Hey, Michael King." Bill Hazelwood chimed in and said, "The commission is a stepping stone to a higher position in the government for South Carolina." Okay, that makes sense. But
so higher positions, like you're not on your knees anymore, you're in a sitting position, or you're bent over a table. What exactly does that mean, a higher position?
Jimmy Ward said he's going to send you a bill for the covering of our logo. So he's sending you the bill, not me. Good Lord. I don't.
Is that better?
There. Yeah, there. Yeah, but now you're focused on me. Like,
there
what the?
Go. That'll work.
Hello, Jimmy.
Yeah. You can't fault Jimmy Ward. But now you got too much ugly on the screen. It's just like, man, this is not.
He paid good money for that promotion.
So honestly, what I would like to do, and I am looking into the non-compete clauses and that kind of stuff for North Carolina, specifically, is if I had my way, and I was willing to kind of waste some money and just do all of the Carolinas a favor, I would like to go out there and buy like 5 to 10 promotions and have them sign 3-year no compete clauses, just so that they can't run anymore and fold up those companies.
You'd be doing a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I can promise you that. Same with South Carolina. There's for every 1 to 3 good shows we have in the region, there's 3 to 5 that aren't.
Right.
And that's not being a dick. That's not being an ass. It's being real. So you have the optimist, the pessimist, and the realist. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The optimist says the glass is half full. The pessimist says the glass is half empty. The realist says, I don't care how full it is, it's piss. And that's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm. So Mr. Ward, he has American Wrestling League.
Right.
And I've been thinking about that name since the first time I heard it. And I was thinking about that in relation to wrestling. And I kind of wonder, is like, what if we can get together and actually treat it like a league, and you can run a promotion that's really more, you own what it is. It's more of a glorified training school where they're getting training, and then they get to practice having real matches in front of real fans and kind of improve on that. And they're associated with another promotion, and so they can actually call people up, send people down, blah, blah, blah. What if it was kind of like a wrestling league? I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. Because I know some promotions out there that have good promoters. They don't necessarily have the best workers, but they're training and improving the workers. And then workers get good, and then they leave those promotions and go to another one. And I feel like that's the natural order of things.
Oh, that has some weight to it. Let's see here. In other words, put their asses out of business. I vote for that. Bill Hazelwood supports that message. Jimmy Ward said they would just go rent everything again and run under some other name.
Right, but with the non-compete, I'd have the actual name of that person, so he wouldn't be able to partner with or run his own wrestling. So I'm sure there's loopholes, but also there's not a lot of bright people in the Carolinas who wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Yeah, well, there's also that. Oh, speaking of, Mater chimed in to say this dude is off his rocker. Mater, until you sit down and have a conversation with this guy, I wouldn't go that far.
You know what
Promise
they say?
you that.
You know, crazy's just as close to a line to genius. So.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as Albert Einstein said, great minds have always faced fierce opposition from those with a lesser intellect.
The Matrix didn't just teach us that everything is fake. They also taught us that there is so much out there that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole nother line of that movie I wanted to replicate, and guess what's no longer there? That it's gone. How bad is Daven regretting his decisions right now?
No regret. You know what they say? Controversy sells tickets.
Controversy creates cash. Oh,
Definitely.
Where did we hear that before? I think it was Eric Bischoff said that. And Bill Hazelwood said, "Who is Jason?" Like dude, I've met the guy like once or twice. I'm not real sure. I know he hangs out with Dickhole Vanderford over here. I know he hangs out with that guy. But that's about all I know.
So he's like the henchman for Captain Passive Aggressive.
Oh, Captain Douche Canoe. Yeah, maybe, I guess.
Captain Douche Canoe. I like it.
Oh, Christ. Ask your mama who that is. Okay. Jimmy Ward said, who the fuck let Derek in here? Hey, dude. Oh, man. Derek, I got a question just for Derek. Hey, Derek, what sexual position produces the ugliest children? I don't know the answer, but we got to ask your mom.
Wow.
Eric Bischoff is going to be in Greenville January 28th. Dude, that's badass. I will not be here, unfortunately.
Dang, that's a missed opportunity. I would love to have met him, but it's a little late for the travel plans.
Yeah, between him and Paul Heyman, man, there's not many other people I'd want to meet in that level.
Oh, yeah. So, what else do you want to know about the pursuit of a promotion?
Actually, Mr. King, that's all I really had for you. Wait, this was kind of on the seat of the pants here. What you got, David?
I mean, you got your location. There's one thing that I notice about promotions is that they have to have good production. Got to have good sound quality. Talent. Any talent that you're thinking about putting in and bringing a promotion. What's the vibe here that you're going for?
Well, without giving out names, I'd want a larger roster. Let's put it this way. Okay, so I have money set aside where I can go red for 3 years. All right. So I can get the talent. I can pay for the talent to come to where I want to work and operate and set my promotion apart from the others. All right. So talent's one big aspect of it. All right. And then creating the stories that people want to watch is another large aspect of it. I do have some sponsors I've already talked with that are interested, some that I've known for quite some time, long before I came to Carolina. and some since I've been there. So I have some things in place. So with that being said, and money, at least for the first 3 years, not being a huge issue, I'd want a very athletic heavyweight division. And then I'd want an athletic cruiserweight division. And then I'd want a healthy tag division. And amongst that, I do want women wrestlers as well. I'm not expecting, what we do things a little bit differently for the women, in the sense that they're not going to have a 250-pound woman in the heavyweight division, right? So there'd be a women's division as well, so that we can capture that market and tell those stories along with it.
Okay.
Very cool. Let's see here. Gonna catch up on a couple of comments, Mr. King. Thank you very much for joining us. It has been a great time. I greatly appreciated your time. I know you're busy. And then we're gonna catch up on these last bit of comments. We're gonna run through the shows we got coming up, and then we're getting out of here.
All right. Peace be the journey.
All right. Thank you, sir. Let's see here. Bill Hazelwood, yes, and a washed-up announcer will be hosting it. Okay, so he's talking about when Eric Bischoff is going to be in Greenville on January 28th. Bill, get the poster up, and I'll share it. Come on now. Jimmy Ward said King is saving his travel plans for April. Yes, he is. Oh, man. Dude, that's been a fun show.
Yeah.
It has been a fun show. Way different.
Informative. Very informative.
Informative and controversial.
And exciting.
Yeah,
Exciting.
that's
another promotion in possibly the North Carolinas, maybe Georgia. That's a big deal.
Can't go wrong. So we've got XWW Friday night. That's tomorrow night. See you at Lenny Boy Brewing Company in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hit it.
Blackout. Firestar presents Blackout. That'll be on Sunday. There's a meet and greet before the show. Come out early. Come meet some of the stars. Don't forget, tickets are still available. Use the promo code Estacado. Save some money.
Yep. Now, still waiting on the final poster, but Gateway to the Gold coming to us from AWL. That one will be March the 4th at the Welford Pavilion. Also on March the 4th, there is...
Yes, that's right. Global Fight Pass presents On Tap Wrestling at Atlanta. That's right. You don't want to miss out on that. They're going to be there. It's going to be a great, great time. It's going to be at the Best End Brewing Company. Lots of great talent, lots of great matches. That's going to be on Saturday, March 4th. I will be there. So, you buy me a beer. Yeah, that'll be great. I appreciate it.
1 o'clock, Welford. 7 o'clock, Atlanta. I think this is doable.
Maybe we can go live, do some interviews. I'm just saying.
Hey.
No. Tickets are still available. GlobalFightPass.com. Get your tickets.
And coming up the following weekend in March, we've got Pro Wrestling Union Presents Undisputed. That's March 11th at Sims Middle School in Union, South Carolina.
March 18th, the inaugural show for Integrity Championship Entertainment. Already the first matchup has already been revealed. These 5 competitors are going to go one-on-one in a 5-man elimination for the title. You don't want to miss out. I'll be part of the commentary along with Mario, a.k.a. Aloysius Skipper Jenkins III. We will be there doing our thing for Integrity Championship Entertainment. Don't miss out. That's going to be March 18th. Yes, and again, I'm excited for. You have Team ALW and FCW for Wrestle War, March 25th. This is going to be a great matchup, great mix of talent here. You have Mike Mars, you have the Zenith, you have Mickey Folk, Yellow Man, all the guys from North Carolina coming together. This is going to be a huge clash. I can't wait for the card for this. You don't want to miss out on it.
Coming up right after that, we're getting into April. We're going to high stakes. This is American Wrestling League and Classic Pro Wrestling. This will be a Friday night show at the Welford Pavilion. It's the first Friday night show of the year for them. I am excited. And this is the only match that they've announced so far. You've got King Enterprises versus the Exotic Youth.
What a match. And there's going to be shenanigans on either side of that matchup, and it's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be brutal, too. The way those guys go at it.
100%. There's definitely going to be some joint and ligament damage in there. I promise you that. Coming up also in April, Pro Wrestling Union will have the junior heavyweight tournament. That'll be the 29th. May. Already looking at May because it's going to be May. I'm going to be at Heroes to Legends Wrestling May the 6th in Jackson County at Silva, North Carolina. That is going to be a hell of a time. Dude, these shows right here, the thing you need to know about these is that these are community-based events. Everything that these guys do is for the community in Silva, North Carolina. Great shows. Come and show your support. I'm going to go ahead and just throw up the yearly event calendars that I've got in stock, and we're on our way out the door. March 11th, April 29th, and June the 10th for Pro Wrestling Union. High Velocity Wrestling has chimed in with theirs. That is May the 6th, June 24th, July 29th, September 30th, October 20th, and 21st.
So nice to have to do a whole weekend for it. AWO has March 4th, Saturday during the day. Then on April 14th, it's a Friday night show at the Wilford Pavilion. And then it's coming so far, June 3rd, Saturday night daytime, to be announced. That's going to be the David Cody Memorial.
Yep, I'm excited for the David Cody Memorial as well. That's going to be one hell of an event. Guys, thank you so much for sticking with us. It's been one hell of a show. Clocking in just past an hour and a half, and it's been nonstop the whole time. We've been rocking. Guys, I will see you all Sunday for the Wrestling Wire. Remember, this is the last episode of the Thursday Night Indie Spotlight for the month. And this will be the last episode of the Wrestling Wire for the month as well. We will see you then.
We'll see you
David, thank you very much.
No problem, man. That's what I'm here for. We'll see you in February. Heck, we might have to do something that February that weekend because I'm going to be in Atlanta regardless.
Oh, man. Might have to figure something out with that. There may be something to it. Guys, it's been a hell of a time. Thank you all for showing up. And guess what? We'll see you at the Indies.